Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons. See that? A fun coupon.
I'm on the sloop, John B. Grandfather and me.
Hi everyone and welcome to KRYPTAK, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. Very quick episode today, so let's get started. This is episode number 24 and the title of this episode is Bitcoin preparing for a breakout to 20k? But first, a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. This is the Kraken chart. These are 4-hourly candles and Bitcoin is trading at $19,130. Let's take a quick look at what I said in my last video. Decreasing volume, as you can see here. Yeah, a breakout is imminent and I'm thinking that's going to happen before the 9th of December. That's this Wednesday. So I said the breakout would happen on Wednesday the 9th. It happened on Tuesday the 8th and it clearly broke out of this consolidation pattern to the downside. Now from exactly the point of the breakout on Tuesday, it broke down as far as about 17,550 and that's a drawback of minus 7%. Now since then it's had a recovery and as you can see now it's actually up higher than the point of the breakout on Tuesday. Now referring back to the title of this episode, there are 3 reasons why I think Bitcoin is due for a breakout and will possibly look to break the 20,000 level within the next few days or weeks. The first reason is that it's broken previous resistance. Take a look at this, these 2 red lines here. This is the consolidation pattern that it was in, that it broke down from on Tuesday the 8th. We're going to remove the support line. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend this resistance line. This is like it had a point of contact here and here, but Bitcoin couldn't actually get above this. This is the all-time high, and you have a point of contact here where it was rejected from. It couldn't actually get above this line. So if I just extend this out, all I'm doing is extending. I'm not moving it. You see Bitcoin has clearly broken this line now, so it's broken that downward trending resistance line that had been holding on the price. However, it's also been rejected here, but that ties into the ascending triangle pattern that it's in, and I'm going to talk about that next. So sticking with the 4-hourly chart here, what we can see is that Bitcoin is in an ascending triangle pattern. Statistically, these tend to break to the upside more so than the downside. There is absolutely no guarantee. No one knows. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. Only invest what you can afford to lose. So ascending triangle patterns, they're bullish patterns, they're continuation patterns, they tend to break to the upside more so than the downside, and they're characterized by this diagonal support line. So it's an ascending support line. So what you can see here is multiple points of contact here keeping the price up, but then there's a horizontal resistance line keeping the price down. So Bitcoin is rejected here, here. It's not a perfect ascending triangle, but it was rejected here, 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 and now again looks like you had a perfect bounce, perfect rejection off this. Now, what I imagine is going to happen is Bitcoin will be rejected here, fall down, catch support here, up again, be rejected again, down here, and it will keep bouncing in here and it will break out before this point here, which is January 3rd. It could happen this week. It doesn't have to do that. It doesn't have to go as far as January 3rd. Another possibility, of course, is that we get a harsh rejection here, the support doesn't hold, and then we go down further. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. And the reason I don't think that's going to happen, it's very basic actually. If you look at what's happening here, look at this. So you have support, support, and support. And if you look at the overall trend there, there's high points, these peaks here, 1, 2, 3. And then there's low points here. This is a low point, but this is a higher low. And this is a higher low. So basically you have to stick, remember, the trend is your friend until the end. It's an upwards trend forming consistently higher lows and higher highs. Now the last point about this ascending triangle that I want to draw your attention to. If you look at this point here was about $19,500. There was a rejection here, and that was 17%. Now taking a look at the next one, the all-time high that it hit. The all-time high that it hit 19,950. From the highest point there to the lowest point here, that's only a 12% dump. So even the little corrections we're seeing here, these minor corrections, these minor sell-offs, they're getting smaller and smaller. And because of that, that's why we see this ascending triangle pattern. So this price is holding it down, but the support, it tends to be holding, and it's consistently setting higher lows. Now the third reason I think a breakout to the upside is imminent, and this is the most interesting one. I've saved this one to last. So if you own Bitcoin, you need to pay attention to this. If you look at where we were 12 days ago when it hit the all-time high at 19,950, and if we measure to where we are now, so that was 12 days later, and we're trading at, it's just down, it's on the button, down 4%. So it's taken 12 days to drop 4%. That is not that much at all. Now, sticking with the daily chart, if we go back to December 2017 when there was a massive blow off the previous all-time high, and we're going back as far as the 17th of December. Now, if we go to the all-time high there, and if we measure 12 days across, that was a drop of minus 26%. So the same thing, we hit an all-time high December 1st of this year. 12 days later, as in today, we're only down 4%. We go back to 2017 and we go to the all-time high, and we measured the 12 days across, the exact same thing. 12 days later, it was down minus 26%, and it was the start of the biggest bear market Bitcoin had ever seen. And finally, the last thing I'm going to do, staying with the daily chart, I'm going to do a brief target calculation. So we'll take the height of this triangle, this ascending triangle. And remember, they do statistically break to the upside. Doesn't guarantee it, could break to the downside. But let's say it breaks out today. And then we're looking at a target of 22,400. And that's it for the charts for today. Like I do every episode, I'm going to go ahead and buy another €10 worth of Bitcoin. Alright, so I've just bought another €10 worth of Bitcoin from the Coinbase exchange. I do this every episode. I've done this for the last 13 episodes. Before I go on and explain this, just want to remind you, I don't actually use the Coinbase exchange that much because the fees are quite high. I use the Kraken exchange. It's cheaper and I just find it's better value. And I don't actually even store Bitcoin on Coinbase or Kraken. I don't store my Bitcoin on exchange. I buy one of these things, the Ledger Nano S. It's the safest way of storing your Bitcoin in cryptocurrency. Right, so what I've done here is this, the amount of Bitcoin that I've accumulated over the last 13 episodes. Obviously, like I said, this is not my entire portfolio. So the total invested was €130, €10 per 13 episodes. The current value is €156.34. So remember that the Coinbase exchange, their fees are actually quite high, whereas the Kraken exchange, the fees are really, really low. It's like 0.26%. So for every like €100 or $100 of Bitcoin you buy, like it all goes to Bitcoin. You only lose 26 cents. So the total invested €130. The current value of it is €156.34. So that's a profit of 20.36% profit. Quick reminder, if you own Bitcoin, get yourself a ledger. It's the safest way of storing your Bitcoin in cryptocurrency. There's an affiliate link in the comment section of all my videos. Okay everyone, that's the end of this episode. So if you've liked the episode, learned something new, or got any sort of value from this episode, go ahead and like, subscribe, and as usual, shláinte. Bye 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 bye.